Hi everyone, and welcome back to Weather for Weather Geeks. We're kicking off a new work week, and we'll have a lot of weather to talk about in the longer range, I suspect. This week looks pretty quiet overall, but certainly some interesting things to talk about as we wrap up October and get set to head into November. Let's actually start back here. Let's start with the temperatures over the last 36 hours. It was the coldest night of the season so far in a lot of the valley last night. We got down to 30 at the Youngstown Warren Airport just before midnight last night, putting officially an end to the growing season across our viewing area. Of course, some places have seen some freezing temperatures of late, but at the airport, this is the first time we've dropped to and a little below freezing. We made it into the upper 50s earlier on today. Interestingly enough, the growing season was exactly as long this year as it was last year, 174 days. Average is about 162, 163 days in most of northeast Ohio and northwestern PA. Our growing season began this year on the last day of April, and officially again ended today. So the next time it warms up, if it warms up again, and I promise it will, that would technically be Indian summer. You know, that's kind of one of those weather terms that doesn't have a real super strict definition, but it's generally thought of as the first decent warm-up after we've had a frost and freeze. All right, seasons are changing, of course, and we've pinned down a date for our winter forecast. We're going to do it on Thursday, November the 8th, after the election, so we can pay full attention promotionally to this forecast. We can promote it after the election. And yeah, that's a Thursday evening. We'll do the short version on 21 News at 6 and 11. The extended version will be on the website. It'll be on the app. I'll post it, of course, on social media. If you're new to this, every year I've been doing this for maybe 4 or 5 years now, and every year I do kind of a real long video version of this that goes into a lot of detail, really breaks down the whys behind the forecast. We're not just throwing darts here. There's a lot of science that goes into these seasonal forecasts, especially the winter forecast, and that longer video really allows me to it gives me an opportunity to really explain why the forecast is what it is. All right, in the meantime, it's still autumn, of course, and just kind of a muted season for foliage. We can blame the warm, extended summer, the fairly wet weather we had during the first part of autumn. That's why our colors are just sort of kind of blah this year. Technically kind of in the moderate category here. We'll see our peak, even though it'll be kind of a anti-climax this year when it comes to the peak. We'll see that coming up here in the next 10 days or so in our neck of the woods. All right, we had some thin clouds that moved in this afternoon. These clouds will thin out again as we go through the night tonight. The sky turns clear overnight. Temperatures tonight will not be as cold as last night, but it'll be chilly. When I recorded this video before 7:30, it was about 50. We'll lose about another 10 or 11 degrees before the night is through. Now, we've got a cold front heading our way tomorrow. May start with a good deal of sunshine tomorrow morning, but I think clouds will start to increase as we go towards lunchtime into the afternoon. And with a little bit of lake effect, lake enhancement going on, there can be some spotty sprinkles and showers that start popping up. They'll get a little boost from Lake Erie. This is the kind of weather map. If I were showing this in January, we'd be talking about flurries and maybe a locally heavier snow shower up in parts of Trumbull and Mercer counties, but of course it's October, so we're talking about lake effect rain showers here and there tomorrow afternoon. Same idea Wednesday, a real November-ish day, a lot of clouds around, just sort of a classic looking downwind of the Great Lakes appearance on this model on Wednesday as the air picks up moisture off the lake. A tremendous difference in the temperature of the air up at about 2,000 or 3,000 or 4,000 feet and the water temperatures on the lake. So you get these clouds forming pretty easily, and there can be a couple of rain showers. All right, I think a sunnier day is coming up on Thursday as high pressure drifts overhead. That'll shut down any lake effect, lake enhanced clouds and showers. Should be a pretty nice looking day, although it is going to be on the chilly side. All right, let's talk a little bit about Friday and the weekend here. I'm going to show you the European model here for the end of the week. I think Friday is likely to be a largely dry day, although the European model here tries to sneak in a little bit of moisture towards the end of the day on Friday. Other modeling is not quite as aggressive with this. Right now I have a dry forecast for Friday. We'll keep an eye on the trends here for big rivalry week in terms of high school football. Over the weekend, again, some modeling differences here. There's probably going to be a storm somewhere along the East Coast. If this is nearby enough, we might have kind of a showery day on Saturday. Right now I just have a 20% chance in the forecast, but this forecast can change some as we get into midweek, and hopefully we start seeing some better model agreement here. On Sunday, again, there's going to be a chance of a couple of showers, just depending on how things set up across the region. So it's kind of a lower than usual confidence forecast for Friday and the weekend. Of note here in the longer range, I've been talking about this for a while. We're in this cool pattern, cooler than average, through the end of the month. There's no signs of any sort of decent warmth through the end of October, but the modeling is starting to pick up on some warmer changes as we go into November. And this includes the European model, which I'm showing you here. So by the 3rd and the 4th of November, right through here, we start to get a pattern change here where it's cooler out west and warmer in the east. And while this is just one run of one set of modeling, other modeling is kind of trying to show the same thing. So it looks like it's becoming a little bit more likely that this very consistently cool pattern will break at least temporarily for sometime in early November. But until then, yeah, I've got 40s. I've got 51 tomorrow and then 40s for the rest of the 7-day forecast for daytime highs. So it is not looking very mild anytime soon. All right, that's it for tonight's weather for Weather Geeks. Thanks as always for watching. I'll see you back here tomorrow evening.